Hello, and thank you for joining us for this lesson on Workbooks CRM. Make sure you check out our free live training webinar class schedule at www.lucidswitch.com/webinar. Also, follow us on Twitter and Facebook for updates on Workbooks, CRM best practices, and new video tutorials. Hello, welcome to the Lucid Switch Workbook CRM training video tutorials. Right now we're going to go over how to create custom fields in Workbook CRM. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the Start menu, Configuration, Customization, and then you're going to go to Record Types because you're going to create a custom field for a specific record type. In this example, we're going to go into the People record, and we're going to create a bunch of custom fields for the People record. And while I'm here, I'm going to also add the shortcut to the desktop. So again, I can just left-click on the little icon and add shortcut to the desktop. That brings up the shortcut right here. So next time I can just click on that to go right into it. Then I'm going to pick a custom field, and I'm going to create a new custom field. And the first custom field that I'm going to actually choose is going to be a text field. That's actually going to be the default, so the data type is text. And for this one, I'm going to actually put in driver license number because I'm going to be building a record type here for an employee of an organization. We had talked about an ice cream company that has, in this case, we'll say that it has retail and wholesale elements to it. So the driver license number might not just have numbers, it could have letters and numbers, so we're going to make it a text field. Positioning and display order, this is when you're looking at the custom fields inside the screen behind here. What order is it displayed? It doesn't really matter because you can sort alphabetically, and I think that's the best way to find it, so I don't really bother with that. Full width is if you want it to be shown full width on the layout screen, but we don't really need to worry about that. Default value, if you have something that is a default value, like you wanted to maybe you're only working with people in New Jersey, so you put NJ to start, and then you could just type in after that. In this case, we won't do that. Maximum characters, this can go up to 255. Keep in mind that the more information that the more numbers that you put in here, it extends your database. And for you non-technical people, don't worry about that. Just know that it makes it a little more clunkier and it's not as efficient. So if you can keep it to 50, that's the default, then by all means do that. If it's going to be something that requires something that has more letters and numbers or spaces or characters than that, then you can certainly go up to 255. If the field is required, you can check that. If it's read only, you can check that. Showing this column field in list views can slow them down. Show in list views. This is if you want to see this column in the list view. We don't need to uncheck that. We're just going to keep it there. Making this custom field searchable and enable retrieval of matching records via the desktop search functionality. So if we wanted to search by specific license numbers, we could make it searchable. And indexing this custom field will speed up filtered views and reports that refer to it. So you can only create a bunch of indexes, but we're not going to really care about searching for this particular one. So we're just going to hit save and close, and that's going to create our text field. So once the text field is created, it's going to show up here on our list of custom fields, and then we're going to go ahead and create the next custom field in our list. So I'm just going to type in a new custom field, and I'm going to put in my label. So this label is BG check OK. So this is actually for the background check for the person. Remember, we said this is going to be an employee record. So I'm going to make this a checkbox, and so we can see here's all the different types of data fields we can create. This is going to be a checkbox. A default value, is it checked or not? Don't need to have it checked. I'm going to make it not required or not read only. So, and then the other fields for the advanced options are the same, so we don't need to go over those again. I'm just going to hit save and close, and then my next one is going to actually be a currency. So I'm going to put in a new custom field, and I'm going to create a currency. It is a currency, so it's going to be an hourly wage, and I'm going to put in the data type is going to be a currency, and then it might ask me if I want a default value there, and it's going to say if I want Great Britain pounds or US dollars, so I'm going to keep it to USD since we're in the US here. And then currency mode, allow changes to currency code. We're not going to do that, so it's going to always be in US dollars. and I'm going to hit save and close, and I'm going to go on to my next one. So in our workflow here, we've decided that we're going to put in a bunch of different fields for our record type that are specific to employees of our own organization. Now, one thing that I just want to pause and talk about real quick is that when you are creating your CRM system, if you're not using a consultant or a group of consultants to help you figure out what your workflow is and whatnot, it's very important that you figure out all the different fields and whatnot that you need in your system, and then put them into a spreadsheet. That's what we do to help us make sure that we don't forget any of the fields that we're going to use for our system. And so, that's just a little tidbit of information. Of course, if you do need some help developing your workflow, you can certainly reach out to us at www.lucidswitch.com, and we'll be more than happy to give you a quote on what we can do for you. So this one is date available. So basically, this is going to be the when is this employee available? If it was during an interview process or something like that, that's why we would put that field. And then we're going to actually put another field that's going to be a date and time field. And this one is going to be the start date. So I'm going to go to date and time, and I'm going to call it start date. And later on, when we get into creating the form layout, we'll see how this all kind of looks out. So we're going to hit save and close there, and then we're going to create a decimal number. So quite honestly, you can use decimal numbers for maybe certain things like test scores or something like that. I don't really use them too much, but I'm going to call this safety test score. So let's just say that maybe they had to take a safety test before they became an employee or afterwards, and we want to keep track of it. Or maybe they have a specific threshold that if they don't pass the safety test, then they get suspended or whatever. So here's decimal number, safety test score. I'm going to hit save and close, and then the next one is going to be an email address. So I'm going to create the email address. It's going to be supervisor email. So a little foreshadowing here. The supervisor email that I'm creating is going to be used in a dynamic linked item. So that's this here. We're going to skip that for now, and we'll do a special video just on that. But I want to create the field now. And basically what's going to happen is I'm going to pick a value in my dynamic linked item, and it's going to automatically fill in my email for me. So I'm going to hit save and close here. 7. Okay, one more. I'm going to do an integer. And this one is going to be words per minute. So we're actually going to create two different types of employees, and I'm going to show you how form layouts can change the different sections that are seen, or the different fields that you can fill in. So this words per minute is actually going to be for the secretary layout type that I'm going to create in a bit. And so I'm going to create that as an integer number. I'm also going to skip iframe. We'll do a special video on that as well too. And so that's words per minute. I'm going to hit save and close. And now I've got, I think, 8 different custom fields. 9. I had already created one that's extension, which will be used later as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got 9 there. It says 9. And so that's it. So I'm going to just keep this video short. And then I'm going to create another video on the other 8 different fields that we're going to talk about for the basic fields that we can create, and then we'll move on to creating the actual layouts themselves. So once again, if you're having some trouble with setting up your CRM, or you're trying to figure out a best way to set up your workflow, you can certainly reach out to us at www.lucidswitch.com.